The proteins you were told to build your health around, the lean chicken breast, the eggs at breakfast, the whey shake after your walk, are quietly holding one of your body's most important repair systems in the off position. And the older you get, the more that costs you. Now, this is not a claim that these foods are poison. It's something stranger and far more useful. Every single time you eat, your cells read a signal. One molecule in your food decides whether your body spends the next few hours building or repairing. And the foods sold to you as the gold standard of healthy eating are the ones that keep that switch jammed toward building, long after the building is done. After 45, the repair side of that equation is the one that keeps you young, and almost nobody is telling you how to protect it. So before we go further, hold 3 questions in your mind, because we're going to close each one. First, there is a single molecule that acts as the off switch for your cellular cleanup, and it is most concentrated in the exact foods you've been told are healthiest. Second, fasting, the one strategy everyone prescribes for this, quietly takes more from the over 45 body than it gives back. We'll get to why. And third, there is a food already sitting in your pantry, costing you about $5, that keeps your repair window open while you're still eating. No starving, no skipped meals. 3 loops. Let's decode them. For years, the entire longevity conversation has been built on one word: subtract. Remove the food, remove the eating window, remove the calories, starve the body into cleaning itself. And there is a kernel of truth in it, which is exactly why it spread. But that story is incomplete. And for a body over 45, followed too rigidly, it can quietly work against you. Because the trigger for deep cellular repair was never the absence of food. It's the signal your cells read at every meal. Miss that distinction, and you can fast all morning and still undo the entire thing by lunch. Here's the mechanism at the center of everything. Understand this one thing and you'll never look at your plate the same way. Inside every cell sits a master switch called mTOR. Think of it as a dial with 2 settings. When mTOR is active, your cells are in growth mode, building proteins, replicating, expanding. When mTOR is suppressed, your cells flip into repair mode, recycling damaged parts, clearing out worn-out machinery, running the cleanup process called autophagy, growth or repair. Your body cannot run both at full power at once, and mTOR listens to 2 things above all: insulin and one specific amino acid, methionine. Methionine is the biological on switch. When it's abundant, your cells sense plenty, and mTOR stays lit. Through a sensing chain researchers have traced directly to the mTOR pathway. Keep methionine high, and the repair window stays shut. Now here's where it turns. The proteins richest in methionine are the ones mainstream nutrition pushes hardest. Beef, chicken breast, eggs, whey. Excellent for raw muscle building, yes, but chronically high in methionine relative to everything else, which means a plate built mostly around them keeps that switch pinned to growth, meal after meal, year after year. This is the fasting trap almost nobody mentions. You can fast 16 hours and feel disciplined, but if your first meal is a scoop of whey and 2 chicken breasts, you've just flooded your system with methionine and slammed the repair window shut that you spent all morning trying to open. Which brings us to the second loop. The hidden price of the fasting everyone recommends. Extended fasting does work. The mechanism is real. But watch what happens deeper into a long fast. Your glycogen drains, you shift to burning fat, and then cortisol rises. Cortisol is catabolic. To keep your brain fueled, it starts breaking tissue down, and some of what gets recycled isn't just damaged debris. It's functional muscle. Do that once, no harm. Do it as a recurring strategy, and after 45, the math turns against you. Because that's the decade muscle is already quietly leaving. Push it further, and the body reads scarcity. It dials down thyroid output and lowers your resting metabolism to protect you. That's not repair. That's your engine idling lower. So here is the real question this whole video turns on. What if the trigger for deep repair wasn't the absence of food, but the presence of the right food? That food is the humblest thing in your kitchen. Legumes, lentils, chickpeas, black beans. Here's what makes them extraordinary. Legumes are naturally low in methionine. In several, like lentils and pinto beans, it's the single most limited amino acid. Every other legume still delivers a fraction of the methionine load that beef, chicken, or whey does. So when you swap a meat-heavy meal for a legume-based one, you are not removing protein from your diet. You are changing the signal your mTOR switch receives. Protein arrives, hunger is handled, but the on switch stays quiet. And the obvious objection, won't I crash on beans, has the biology backwards. Fasting slows your metabolism because of missing calories, not missing methionine. Legumes bring the calories. A cup of cooked lentils gives you roughly 18 grams of protein, a load of fiber, iron, folate, magnesium, potassium, B vitamins. Your thyroid stays fed. Your body never hears starvation. There's a second layer too. The fiber in legumes, especially resistant starch, feeds the bacteria in your gut, which ferment it into compounds like butyrate. Those compounds trigger the release of GLP-1, one of your body's own signals for stable blood sugar and low, steady insulin. Lower insulin between meals means a quieter mTOR, which means the repair window stays open through the day, not just during a morning fast. Not every legume is equal, so get specific. Red lentils are your daily driver. No soaking, cooked in under 20 minutes, low methionine, high resistant starch. Black and pinto beans carry the heaviest load of polyphenols, plant compounds like quercetin that nudge repair pathways on their own. And chickpeas are your bridge, a fuller amino acid profile, still far quieter on mTOR than any animal protein. Now hear this clearly, because it's where most versions of this message go wrong. This is not an argument to stop eating protein. After 45, eating too little protein is its own serious mistake. It's how muscle slips away, and muscle is one of the strongest things you have going for you as you age. This was never about removing protein. It's about timing the signal. And if you have higher protein needs, are managing muscle loss, or have any medical condition, treat this as a conversation to have with your doctor, not a rule to enforce alone. So here's the daily rhythm that ties it together. Morning, stay light. Coffee or matcha, and hold off on protein. Let the overnight repair window run a little longer. Midday, this is your legume meal. Red lentil soup with olive oil and turmeric. A black bean bowl with greens. Chickpea curry. Protein is present. mTOR stays quiet. The repair window stays open. Evening. This is when animal protein earns its place. The cleanup work is done for the day, so now you re-engage mTOR deliberately to drive overnight muscle repair and rebuilding. Fasted morning, legume midday, protein at night. That's the full cycle, without a single hour of deliberate starvation. One practical note on preparation. Soak your dried legumes overnight, then throw out the soaking water. Cook them in fresh water, and cook them fully soft. That simple sequence strips away most of the compounds that used to give beans their bad reputation for blocking mineral absorption. Fermented forms, miso, tempeh, natto, go even further. And here's the quiet part. Nearly every long-lived culture on Earth has leaned on legumes for thousands of years. Long before anyone could name mTOR or methionine. They didn't have the mechanism. They had the result. The science is only now catching up to what the bowl already knew. So what does it look like to actually do this? Day 1. One swap, midday. You finish the meal full and steady. No crash. Nothing dramatic, which is the point. By day 7, the rhythm settles. Digestion adapts as your preparation dials in, and the midday bean meal starts to feel normal. And by day 30, repair is no longer a brutal discipline you brace for twice a year. It's a baseline your biology runs quietly every single day. The thing fasting was always promising, without the cost. So here's what I want to know. Is there a legume already sitting in your kitchen? And after this, do you see it differently now? Or is there one from today that you're going to add this week? Tell me in the comments. I read them.